happy Saturday, everyone. It's Hazel here from South Africa, and I'm busy with something that's quite exciting because it's stuff I haven't done before, and it's all very experimental, but it's starting to work out well. And although I've done quite a lot of stuff off camera, it's because I was exploring options and not wanting to unnecessarily have to toss a video because it was just too messy or too boring or too long or whatever. Anyhow, here we go. Now, if you recall, I mentioned when I was doing the cover of the Remembery that I had used a little bit of lilac tissue paper, and this is more lilac tissue paper. Now what I've done here is I'm kind of remembering vaguely seeing something that people call Tim Holtz tissue paper, where it's covered in stamps and you know, black and white images and things. So I thought I'd give it a bash. So what we have here is a little stamp with a mushroom on it and the numbers and the lines in the background and so on. My little circular stamps down the side here. Then I've got a funky old ruler. Let me haul it out so I can show you. It's incredibly old. With a strange kind of edge to it. And I used that edge to give me the wavy line here. I just flipped it over and did the same thing on this side. So it's matching, and I used my very fine permanent marker to do it. And then this also was double lines that I drew with a ruler and using my marker again. Then behind this, I cut it from here. It's music paper that I printed and then coffee dyed it, sprayed it with coffee to make it look cool. And because I'd put it as a script stamp here, but it was a bit faded. It wasn't coming up very clearly. So you know, I'm busy learning how to use a stamping block. So it was just a little bit of an iffy butty one. So I thought, well, okay. And now what I've done is I took a piece of that music paper and I've glued it behind the tissue paper so that you've got the music paper showing through. And I think the effect is rather lovely. I may still add a little bit of stuff down the bottom here to finish it completely. But that's that one. Then this one I haven't got quite so far with, but I'm rather loving the way this has turned out as well. Also the double lines drawn with my ruler. Then I put a leaf stamp down this side, and on this side I did a flower stamp, and then I just hand drew some squiggles here. Then this is a smallish script stamp, but I've used it, just repeated it down the page to make a long bit of script, and then a couple of little random stamps, number stamps, at least letter stamps on the side there. So that's this one, and you can see this is the back. So you can see that I've attached this piece of music behind the flower just to add some interest to that background as well. So this I'm now going to glue down onto this piece of paper, and that will be my first little masterboard, almost completed, you know, just some fiddly bits. But I'll probably come back to it further down the video, and we'll see how it turns out. Now, I'm using a glue stick. I've never used a glue stick on tissue paper before. In fact, I've done very little with tissue paper. However, I have seen now that if I go carefully and I don't be too rough, but I just make sure that the tissue paper is well covered with glue from the glue stick, it works extremely well. So let's just get this on here. Oops. Get rid of that sticky piece of paper. Now I'm going to this edge because it's a nice straight edge. And I don't have to worry too much about it. And then, oops, it's not an idea to be wearing fancy rings and things on my finger at the moment. Okay, now I'm going to take a chance because it's worked. I was just a little bit concerned. There's some folds in the tissue paper. Not that I mind, but it's worth giving it a try to make sure that these things work, you know. There we have it. I think that's rather nice. You know, we've got quite a bit of detail happening there. I do intend to this little flower stamp here, I'm going to color in that one with a bit of acrylic paint and my tiny little brushes, because I think that will be rather beautiful to just have that one pop of color here. So yes, that's that sorted. Then the next thing I'm going to do is put some color. I've taken these my brown paper packaging, my very favorite stuff, and it's an A4 size now, and I'm going to do a couple of these masterboards with collage and paint and so on and so forth, and then I'm actually going to do them A4 size. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm doing them A5 size. Sorry, so it'll be two alongside each other, pretty much along the lines of this one, because I'm using originals in my Remembery. But what I'm going to do in future is when I create masterboards, I'm going to scan them in, and then I'll be able to reduce them to A5 size and print them to a page for any journaling, any art journaling that I do from then on. So I think that would be rather nice. And who knows, perhaps I'll build myself a little kit in the process, which will be quite good fun, won't it? Anyway, let me get all my paints together. I'm going to do a bit of brayering as well. So that's going to be fun. Okay, ready to start the next masterboard. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but what I'm doing is I've chosen the faded lilac color to be a main feature of the start of my Remembery with the Edwardian time and so on, because I think this faded lilac is kind of reminiscent of vintage or antique. So that's my plan. So you're going to be seeing me doing a lot of things with purple paint, obviously diluted in white to give me the lilac, but I think it's going to be quite nice. Okay, let's have a look at this now. I'm going to do 2 different layers, but let's see how this is working. Not picking up all that well. Somebody I was watching a little while ago always says that she's going to brayer anything, she uses her gel plate as a palette, because the other ones tend to just slip the paint around. But I'm not prepared to do that. Righty. Now, because this is going to be this way up, I think I'm going to be applying my brayering this way up as well. Actually, this is turning out quite nice. This is the kind of effect that I want. Nothing too well covered, but yes, nice. Okay, now comes the dodgy part, because now I need to just add a little bit of I think I've done it. I think I've got it light enough. Now I have prepped a few things for this particular page. Oh, we do need this to dry just a tad. It does dry incredibly quickly when it's braided, so I'll just put that out of our way for now. And then I can bring out what I've been doing towards creating the masterboard. Here's all my little bits and pieces. Yeah. Rather like that advertisement for winter fashions from one of my old magazines. And then this here was when I apply the ink to my ink pad for stamping, then I brayer the ink drops onto the pad to distribute it evenly, and I've discovered that it makes a rather awesome grungy thing. to then run it over a piece of paper. So that's what I've been up to. Here's another strip of that. Got some music paper. What else was there? I think that's about it. And then there's obviously going to be some scrapping collage as well. But this is going to be a start, isn't it? It's going to be fun. Here's, there we go. That's plenty dry enough, so I want it this way. Because my join is across here, as you can see, and I want to disguise that with my strips, which I happen to have tossed one of them on the floor. Okay, so now what I plan to do is to put this on the edge of the page, but not the entire thing. You see there's like a bald spot in the middle, which was intentional. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to now tear this down the middle, because I want to do things kind of almost as if there's two master boards on here. So, you know, kind of one of those things. And I think I might just tear this out roughly, the empty space, because that gives a chance for the other brayer ring to show, like that, which I rather like. So then I will do the same on this side. And put that there like that. That's going to be nice, because then this one, this advertisement, is going to go here. And what I'm going to do at the top here, you can see it's extending out, and I'd like to have this, the black edge, black lined edge. So I'm going to cut this off and then just sneakily hatch it on again. So let's have a look at that. Here we go, you see. No one will be any the wiser. I do like that. I think it's rather cool. Okay, then I'm not going to put that there yet, or am I? Maybe I am. Yes. No, I'm not. We're going to do a bit of patchwork to start off with here. I'm going to put that music on there. Go. Step 1. This is fun. This is something I've not done before. You know, not prepared kind of backgrounds for a page with a view to making it a printable. So this is quite exciting for me. Go. Yes, I think that's perfect. Just do with a little bit more blue on here. Yes, I think this is going to be quite effective once I get going. Now, do I want to put this on? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just glue it down on this edge and not glue here, so that if I want to slip something in like this one, I can do it. So I'm just going to run some glue along here. We have it. Nicely done. See this? I can still lift this up and put something underneath if it so moves me. Okay, so now you know what I'm going to do in these little gaps here. I think I'm going to do the whole kind of drawing the lines bit. I'll need this ruler though to make it long enough. We'll do that. My music paper is crooked. Okay, it's fine. We can disguise it. That's a nice thing about mixed media. Nothing is unsalvageable. There we go. I'm just going to be explosionary sneaky with this particular patch right there. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. How's that for sneaky? Excellent. Oh, I'm going to go in a completely opposite direction, just because I can. Okay, this is all going to be hidden, because of course it's not wanting me to. That's a nice thing about mixed media. Nothing is unsalvageable. There we go. I'm just going to be explosionary sneaky with this particular patch right there. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. How's that for sneaky? Excellent. Oh, I'm going to go in a completely opposite direction, just because I can. Okay, this is all going to be hidden, because of course it's not wanting me to. Okay, so now we can add some white spots perhaps. You know, this is time consuming, but it's also very therapeutic, and It's going to make what I have here absolutely unique, so I don't feel bad about it at all, but I do think that I should possibly do these very slow moving boring bits off camera. I think I've gone as far as I want to go with this masterboard, because you know, I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to use it right now. I'm just preparing things for the first signature of my Remembery journal, which would be from Edwardian times through to possibly the start of the Second World War. So that is kind of the time frame I'm imagining. So this, I think, is far enough. What you will see, because my journal is A5 size, this would be a page. So you can see it's not really all that empty when you look at it in this context. And here is the other side. I'm rather enjoying what I did with it here. You can see I added a strip of music, sheet music down here, and then just sketched over it with the black marker. This hint was given to me by one of the ladies to whom I'm subscribed. I always said described. What's wrong with me? But subscribed. And that's Nikki from WWII Designs, I think it's called. It's WW something. Sorry, I am a little bit vague this morning. I've had a hard time sorting out my computer. So I'm a little bit, what's that lovely English word? Discombobulated, folks. But never fear, the art journaling always restores my sanity. So, here we are. We've got these 2 pages prepared. Obviously you're wondering, but you've put your signatures together already. Now you're doing separate masterboards. But the packaging paper that I've been using as a base is not all that strong, so it won't mind having another layer attached to the pages where necessary. Okay, so that's the fiddly masterboard, the one that was done with little strips and little scribbles and all kinds of fun stuff. And then here, actually, let me just move this out of the way, because I'm very proud of these. These are the tissue paper pieces, faded lilac tissue paper that I then stamped on and decoupaged on and painted on, and just generally had a very good time with these 2 pieces. And I do love the way they've turned out. What we've got here is sheet music in the background behind the tissue paper, and then the tissue paper went on top of that, and on the tissue paper was stamped this little collection in the corner, and these circular discs all the way up the one side. Then I used my fine liner marker and a ruler to draw the straight lines, and then the zigzaggy lines off another ruler. I do think I've already told you all about this, but anyway. So that's that one, and then I've played with adding some white and some black little fiddly bobs. Then this one is the stamps, also music paper down this side, and this side just plain stamped. I applied this little stamp, and you can see now that I have painted this. So it's also shades of faded lilac, the flower, and it actually looks better in real life than it does on camera. But anyway, that's it. So there we have it, folks. These are the two that I worked on with you guys, more or less. And then what I've also got is I scratched around because, you know, having decided that this faded lilac was going to be the kind of vintage theme, I scratched out a few things. I've got some cardstock, a very faded lilac cardstock, a very old piece of cardstock, by the way. And then this patterned paper, also lilacs. And then the two gel prints that I played with fairly recently. We've had the video, but this is the two ones that I did using purple paint. Oh, we have a what's known in my family as a sacred cat hair has attached itself to my gel print. There we go. Thank you very much. Got to love my kitty. I don't know why. I hope it's not going to stay this way, but these two are looking very blue and they're actually purple in real life, but possibly just my screen, hopefully. Anyway, folks, that's as far as we're going today. I am going to try and do something towards the Remembery on a daily basis, and then to at least make one video a week of my progress as far as that goes. So I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. New subscribers are more than welcome in my little circle here. And I love the comments. So as you know, I'm always asking you guys to comment. But it's always so appreciated, and it is very, very encouraging when you get comments, because it means that, to my mind anyway, that people are actually interested. So that's that for this week. I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and until we meet again, stay safe, stay well, and bye.